I was falling. A scream escaped my throat. My life flashed before my eyes. You must be wondering how I got here. Trust me, I'm asking myself the same. My name is Ivy. I'm from Maine. Like and subscribe for good luck. I was born to parents who owned a circus, and we loved everything about it.
Daddy, I want to be in the circus too. Please, please, please.
You will one day, and I know you'll be the star of the show.
You really think so?
Honey, we know so. Now it's time for your lesson. Take out your books. Let's see who wins today. Mom homeschooled me and my twin brother, and we'd often compete to see who got the best test score, which was me, of course. I was a bright kid, but my heart truly belonged to the circus. So when I turned 8 and Dad told me I could finally join him on the team, I was ecstatic. But my excitement turned to shock when he said I'd have to be a clown.
That's so embarrassing. I want to be a contortionist. I've been practicing.
But we need a clown, and you'll be able to make everyone laugh. You'll do great, honey. Trust me. I decided to give it a shot, and it wasn't so bad. But then I put my own spin to it. I did a backflip, landing in a perfect contortionist's pose. After that day, being a contortionist clown became my thing, and I became the circus's star performer. Life was perfect, but then I turned 15 and everything changed. I was performing on stage one day when the whole area burst into flames. People running, things falling. It was bad. Just as I was running away from the burning tent, I heard a woman scream. So I ran back to help her, and we stumbled out, gasping for air. I so wanna... Thank me? It's no problem. I'm happy you're safe. Huh? I wanna sue this circus. I'll make sure you never get to perform again. You have no safety measures at all. The woman was true to her word, and my parents ended up losing the lawsuit. They had to work and didn't have time to homeschool us anymore. When I stepped foot in school for the first time, I instantly knew I was a misfit. People stared at me for the way I dressed, and in class, they were blown away by how intelligent I was. Years of being in competition with my brother in studies had paid off. The answer can be found using a Diophantine equation, sometimes known as the sum of cubes problem. Actually, it's Eastern Antarctica that's the coldest, not the whole of Antarctica. Every time the teacher would say I was right, the kids would have a problem with it, but I didn't care. I was having too much fun studying. I became the top student in no time. Life was fine, except Mom and Dad were always short on cash. So during the 11th grade summer break, my brother and I picked up part-time jobs at the hotel. With our first salaries, we took Mom and Dad to a carnival, and I could see how much they missed their old life. I wish I could find a way to bring my parents' circus back. I was in luck because the very next day, I saw a poster in the hotel lobby asking for auditions for a talent competition. But seeing me in my barista uniform at the auditions, I could tell that the judges weren't impressed. These auditions are for the greatest talent, not someone who can make coffee the fastest. Please, don't waste a... Before he could finish, I did a killer backflip and a split that made them stand up in their seats. And just like that, I was in. I ran outside excitedly to tell my brother, when I saw a guy holding him by the collar. Who's gonna pay for this scratch? Oh, that's right. You don't have the money. I'm gonna ruin you. He was about to punch my brother when I stepped in between and pushed the jerk hard. Let my brother go, you moron. Sorry to scratch your precious little junk, but I'm sure you can afford to get that fixed. Feisty, are we? Do you have any idea who I am? Does it look like I care? Now, do as I say or I'll call the cops. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots. I mean it. Let him go. I stared right into his eyes as the guy smirked before letting my brother go. I guess he was powerful because that evening, both me and my brother got fired. I was sad, but soon the summer break was over and we were back in school. But something had changed. It was like people had started hating me more than before. What had I done to grind their gears now? I found out soon enough that one of the girls in my class showed me a video of me pushing that rich guy outside the hotel. How could you be dumb enough to push Tristan? Yeah, he deserved it. And what's the big deal about him anyway? Don't you use social media? Not really. I like to read books instead. It teaches you a lot, like minding your own business and learning some manners. Now, if you can step aside, I have a class to get to. The rest of the day, I ignored all the angry stares. Later, I found out that he was some kind of social media influencer with over 10 million followers. Good for him. I thought this whole video thing would die down in a few days, but to my horror, it was worse than I could imagine. I was a public figure now, with all eyes on me, especially because Tristan followed me everywhere. I picked up a new job at a cafe nearby, and Tristan would drop in every day. I'd had it with his stupid face, so I decided to teach him a lesson and poured a bottle full of salt in his food. His face went red as he took one bite.
Do you like it, sir? Anything to go with it, like water or maybe some more salt?
This is perfect. Can you tell me who the chef is? I'd love to kiss their hands.
She's busy. Anyway, if you're done for the day, kindly leave. You're catching too much attention and it's a little annoying.
I'm guessing you're talking about all those ladies by the window. I can tell them to leave, if you agree to go out on a date with me.
Are you bored or simply crazy? What makes you think I'll ever go on a date with a moron like you?
Ouch, that hurt. But I deserve it. I was a jerk. It's just that I had a big argument with my mom and I took all the anger out on you, which was totally not cool.
Yeah, it wasn't. And you're really not helping your case by stalking me.
I know, but I can't get you off my mind after I saw how you stood up for your brother. That takes courage. All I'm asking for is one chance. If you feel like you don't want to see me after that, I won't bother you again.
Tristan, I don't care. Just leave. But the guy just didn't back down. He'd show up every day at my workplace to ask me out, and every day, I refused. And one evening after my shift ended, I found him outside my workplace with my brother. Later, he told me how Tristan was there to apologize and even offered to get him his job back.
That was kind of nice of him.
I guess he wasn't all that bad. So when he asked me out again, I decided to give it a shot. I was expecting him to show off and take me to some fancy restaurant in the city, but instead, he took me to my favorite taco place.
Wow, you're cheap for someone so rich. And you're too pretty for someone that tough.
Anyway, what were you doing at the hotel that day? You know, when you hit my brother?
You won't let that go, will you? I was there for an audition.
Wait, for the competition? I'm in it too.
I didn't know making good coffee was also counted as a talent.
Ha ha, very funny. Just then, I showed Tristan a few basic contortion moves and he was blown. Then he showed me his awesome tricks with cards. And I was really impressed. Wow, how did you do that?
That's amazing. I wish my family would feel the same. They think I'll end up making a fool of myself on the show.
When we do things that give us joy, it doesn't really matter what people think. Tristan and I went on multiple dates after that. And soon, he asked me out officially. My brother was happy, but the girls at school just weren't digging it. I didn't care. With Tristan by my side, I felt like a whole new person. He was so much gentler and calmer than when I first met him, and it made me super happy. And then one day on his birthday, he invited me to his home for a party. I'd just stepped one foot inside when suddenly my whole world came crashing down.
Ivy, that's my mom, and Mom, that's
the clown? What is this circus freak doing here? You said you were bringing your girlfriend home. If you think I'm a freak, you should see yourself in the mirror.
Guys, what's going on? You know each other?
Your mom is the reason my family is struggling. She sued my parents and bled us dry. I hate her. And I would do it all over again in the blink of an eye if I saw you around my son. You think I'm the same stupid girl who saved you that day? If you come close to my family, I'll be your worst nightmare. I wanted to say more, but I was too shocked and upset, so I just turned around and left. Tristan tried his best to reach out to me, but I just didn't want to talk to him. If he was her son, then there was no chance of us ever being together. Soon, it was time for the competition, so I forgot about my issues and started practicing. The competition lasted for days, and I was able to reach the finals. People rooted for me, and I was confident I'd win it too. But on the last day, I twisted my ankle and lost to a really amazing musician. I was devastated and locked myself up at home. I just didn't have the strength to talk to anyone. Then one day, Mom and Dad sat down next to me.
A dumb competition can't dampen your spirits, Ivy. You're too good for that.
But I wanted the money. I needed it to get the circus back. I know you guys miss it. I just wanted to make you happy.
That's not your job. And we're happy as long as you are. Now come on, we need you to get out of the house. How about some ice cream?
Or a trip to the petting zoo?
Anything you say.
After talking to Mom and Dad, I felt a lot better. But there was something that still troubled me a lot. Tristan and his mom. I had been ignoring them for the past few weeks. But he was back to being his stalker self, and it was super annoying. Then one day at home, I was busy watching an MSA video when my dad told me I had a friend waiting for me downstairs. And of course, it was Tristan. What do you want?
I know you don't want to see me, but Ivy, you have to know this. My stepmom...
Hold on, stepmom?
Yeah, Mom left us when I was a baby, and Dad married her so I would never miss Mom.
So, did that help?
What? No. You're missing the point. After you left, I did a little digging and realized that your parents aren't the only one Mom has wrongfully sued. She does it often to scam people for money.
Tristan went on to explain how his stepmom was a lawyer and sued people for damages they couldn't afford.
Once you get stuck in the whole thing, she makes sure that she gets the most money out of you by creating fake issues, like the fire at your circus. She started that.
How do you know she started a fire, and why are you telling me this?
I heard her talking to her assistant yesterday. I guess when she saw you, she felt threatened and started planning another lawsuit so you wouldn't get in her way.
I don't know what to say. Even if what you're saying is true, how will anyone believe us without proper evidence?
I'm her son, so if I give a statement, maybe the police can start an investigation. It'll be worth a shot.
Tristan was right. I had to try something to make his stepmom pay, so I went with him and filed an official complaint. It took some weeks, but finally, the police were able to gather all the evidence against Tristan's stepmom. They froze her account, but before they could arrest her, she simply vanished. My parents won huge compensation from the court and used that to build the circus. I was so happy, and I only had Tristan to thank for everything. I always liked him, but this only made me fall for him more. We were walking over the bridge one day when suddenly Tristan turned to face me.
Ivy, I love you. I'm sorry, I tried to let you go, but I can't.
I wanted to tell you, but before I could complete my sentence, someone pulled me hard. Tristan's stepmom.
You witch! You ruined everything I had built! You'll pay for this!
Saying that, the woman pushed me. As I backed up, I tripped and ended up falling. Okay, so here we are, right where we started. I thought I was done for, but Tristan grabbed my arm and pulled me right back up.
Are you crazy? She could have gotten hurt.
Oh, yeah, whatever. She's fine, right? And that was a mistake.
Was it? You know, I can imagine you being a witch to everyone, but this is unacceptable. Leave, or I'll have you arrested. Dad knows what you've been up to.
Oh, come on. I'm your mom, Tristan. You can't turn me in. Now be a doll and give me some money.
What? You won't get anything from me, okay?
You brat. I will. Just stop it, okay? Haven't you done enough? The least you can do is save your face and leave. His mom left, and we never saw her again. My parents' circus is now bigger and better than ever. I was supposed to be the star of the show, but a magician with incredible card tricks has stolen the spotlight and my heart.